Imagine a night when your head is full and your phone is the softest possible lifeline. You don't want a lecture. You want something that understands the exact shade of your tiredness. The new generation of mental wellness apps does that by turning your device into an empathic sensor, not mystical, but data-driven. It measures breathing cadence, voice tone, typing hesitations, sleep patterns, and optional wearable heart rate variability. These inputs feed a probabilistic model that outputs a mood profile, degrees of stress, rumination, fatigue, and restlessness. That profile is the key the app uses to open the right door, a voice, a breathing rhythm, a CBT microprompt at exactly the right moment. How AI reads mood, personalizes guided sessions, and blends CBT into daily practice. Behind the scenes, this is a layered pipeline: raw signals, feature extraction, multimodal mood model, treatment selector, session constructor. Raw signals include microphone samples for breathing and prosody, short free text journal entries for negative thought patterns, and device telemetry, nighttime screen use, fragmented sleep. Feature extraction quantifies things like average inhale-exhale ratio, nighttime awakenings, and linguistic markers for catastrophizing. The mood model fuses these signals and reports a probability distribution such as 45% anxious, 35% tired, 20% neutral. That probabilistic approach matters. It lets the system hedge, personalize, and avoid loud false alarms that make users distrust the app. Once mood is estimated, the app chooses a therapeutic modality. The toolkit contains mindfulness micro-practices, breathing, body scan, CBT micro-exercises, thought records, behavioral activations, and compassionate scripts, soothing voice plus interoceptive focus. For a user trending anxious with shallow breathing, the session might begin with a 30 to 90-second paced breath rehearsal, counted inhales and exhales. Then, move into a brief CBT reframe, identify the worry, examine the evidence, pose a balanced alternative. For nighttime rumination, the sequence shifts to progressive muscle relaxation and a guided imagery designed to lower sympathetic arousal. The session is stitched in real time. If heart rate falls, the app moves to gentler voice. If voice tone suggests persistent agitation, it loops back to another short breathing round. The result is a session that behaves like a human teacher who notices subtle changes and adapts, but it's automated and available 24/7. This blending of mindfulness and CBT is intentional and evidence-informed. Meta-analyses show mindfulness-based programs produce moderate reductions in anxiety and depression symptoms compared with no treatment. Classic review. Effect sizes in the small to moderate range. ICBT has similarly robust evidence. Guided ICBT shows stronger effects than unguided interventions, and many trials find clinically meaningful reductions in depressive and anxiety symptoms. That means mixing short CBT modules into daily micropractice is not whimsical. It's building on an evidence base that scaling digital tools can deliver measurable benefit. Practical personalization matters because adherence is the main limiter of benefit. People stop using apps when sessions feel generic or irrelevant. Data from real-world app cohorts indicate that personalized nudges and shorter, contextually timed sessions substantially increase use. People who receive mood-matched micro-sessions are far more likely to return the next day than those who only see static libraries. This is not surprising. Behavioral science shows that immediacy, relevance, and low friction are the main drivers of habit formation. AI helps with all three: immediacy, data triggers, relevance, mood match, and friction reduction. A concrete user flow. You tag yourself tired at 9 p.m. The app accesses last night's sleep metrics, recent daytime steps, and the day's journaling tone. It notes a pattern. When you report tired plus high screens after 10 p.m., a 3-minute breath plus imagery combo knocks your morning stress down the next day. The app recommends that precise micro-routine and offers to auto-schedule it nightly, a nudge that turns a random one-off into a repeatable habit. Over weeks, the app learns which recipes meaningfully shift your mood and automates reminders only for the interventions that work for you. Safety design is crucial. Apps must avoid making medical claims or acting as standalone therapy for serious conditions. The right design includes symptom triage, escalation triggers, and clear prompts to seek professional help when risk indicators appear: suicidal ideation, severe functional decline. Many mental health apps build in red flags. Language models can detect suicidal phrases and then present crisis resources or offer to connect users with clinicians. Good apps also separate coaching from therapy in their UX and consent flows, so users clearly understand what they are getting. The feel of the voice matters almost as much as the content. AI systems tailor voice style, calm, clinical, friendly, pacing, and even timbre to the user's preference and cultural context. A soothing, measured tone works for many, but for some users, a brisk, motivational cadence helps break inertia. The ability to A/B test voice styles at scale and measure outcomes, drop in heart rate, increased completion, allows apps to refine not only what is said, but how it is said. This is where art meets measurement. A therapeutic voice that respects cultural diversity and accessibility norms increases both reach and benefit. Finally, data-driven personalization enables progress tracking with nuance. Instead of crude metrics, you meditated 12 times this month. Modern apps report change in variance, reduced peaks of distress, response latency, how quickly you return to baseline after a stress spike, and thought pattern entropy, linguistic measures that capture spiraling. Those signal-level outcomes often map better to clinical improvement than simple session counts. When presented to users in humane language, your late-night spikes are down 18% this month. These metrics motivate continued engagement. Quick evidence anchors. Mindfulness programs show moderate benefit for anxiety, depression. Guided ICBT has robust efficacy, especially when supported. Personalization drives adherence and thus clinical benefit. Safety triage and escalation are non-negotiable features. Clinical evidence, privacy safeguards, and best apps to try. The big question people ask is simple and practical. Does it actually help? Clinical literature gives a reasoned yes, with caution. Systematic reviews and meta-analyses of mindfulness interventions consistently show small to moderate effect sizes for anxiety and depression compared with no intervention, with effects often strongest in early weeks and attenuating over time without continued practice, especially guided forms where a human coach supports the program. Trials and network meta-analyses find clinically meaningful reductions in depression and anxiety. Unguided formats still help those with mild symptoms. That's why many apps combine automated work with optional human support. The hybrid delivers better outcomes than automation alone for many users. Show real-world signal. Large observational studies and randomized trials of popular platforms indicate reductions in perceived stress and symptom scores, reporting measurable decreases in PSS or similar scales. However, industry-sponsored studies require scrutiny. Independent replications and long-term follow-ups are still growing. These tools can produce meaningful short to medium-term improvements and can serve as useful early support, especially while people wait for formal care. Practical tips. If you want to try one, start with micro sessions, 2 to 5 minutes, that match your goal. Sleep, stress, or worry. Short wins increase stickiness. Use journaling plus CBT prompts for a week and track whether rumination frequency drops. Apps with structured thought records help you practice reframes. Toggle sensors mindfully. Try biosensing features only if you're comfortable with the privacy trade-offs and prefer on-device processing where possible. Closing reminder and safety note, AI-driven mindfulness and micro CBT are powerful, accessible, and increasingly evidence-backed tools to reduce stress, improve sleep, and blunt the momentum of negative thinking. But they are tools, not cures. If you have severe depression, active suicidal thoughts, psychosis, or severe functional impairment, please reach out to a licensed clinician, emergency services, or a crisis line in your country. Use apps for everyday resilience and as an adjunct to professional care when appropriate.